The sequel builds on the first movie in a delightful way. Sometimes it can be terrible because a sequel will just sort of exploit all the great things about the first movie and then reiterate them again. This movie doesn't do that. It sort of hijacks the tone and the sentiment in a great way, but gives life to so many more new and wild elements. So it really does improve upon that. Also, like, it was conceived from the get-go as an action comedy, unlike the first movie, which was sort of pivoted and recalibrated into something shortly before shooting. I just thought there was an interesting angle of this guy who's like taken a sabbatical from any and all violence, like will not touch a gun, will only carry pepper spray. And there's something great about being in this kind of high octane action film where Sam's character is an assassin, so naturally he is carrying weapons and guns all the time, has no problem with it, is just totally integrated into his personality, but my character's kind of at odds with it also. So I really enjoyed that aspect or that element of the movie, and it's something I've been able to do in a few sort of larger scale action films lately, is that necessity is the mother of invention. So if you take away this idea that we step up to the plate in all sort of action sequences using guns as tools of violence, and instead we have to think outside the box and say, okay, like if you're going to do a big fight sequence and you're not going to use guns, what do? And it stretches everybody, it makes everybody better, it makes me better, so I love that. I love this cast. I mean, working with Sam is like this, I always think of me and Sam are sort of like kelp underwater, like we kind of like move together in this great way with the current. And then when you add Salma into the mix, who I think just makes both of us better at what we do and really wakes us up each and every day. It was such a ball. It was just such a ball, every second of it. I know a lot of actors say that they miss their cast or miss their crew when they're leaving a set. I don't know if it's always genuine, but with this film, it really was. Like leaving that set and leaving those guys, and us all head back to our normal lives. It took some adjustment because it was just such a beautiful experience to shoot with them. He really can kind of make a lot out of very little, and that's what you have to do in these kinds of action movies these days. So, and he's very good at listening to the movie, which I think is important, like understanding that you have a script and a blueprint and a direction in which you're going, but you also can sometimes pause, listen to your film, and pivot and change and move in other directions, and he's really good at that. And also just a good friend of mine. I still text with him this morning. He's just like he's a good soul.